Well, December the 31st was a pretty eventful day because Savannah police detectives served a murder warrant for a suspect connected to two homicides that occurred on November the 14th of 2015. Now, the suspect, Nathaniel Thomas Pugh III, who ages 36 now, is currently housed at the Jesup Federal Correctional Institute on a separate case. Warrants were served at the correctional facility. Just prior to 1 a.m. on November the 14th, back in 2015, officers responded to Candler Hospital where Robert Brown, whose age was 18, had arrived by a private vehicle. He died as a result of his injuries. The shooting was determined to have occurred in the area of 57th and Montgomery Streets. And just about less than 2 hours later, at about 2:30 a.m., officers responded to the area of West 45th and Montgomery Streets and discovered Emmanuel Simmons, 31, suffering from gunshot wounds. He was transported to the hospital where he died as a result of his injuries. So he is being charged for two murders that literally happened less than 2 hours away from each other on the same day. And also he has a pretty deep history as far as being charged in Savannah, because Mr. Nathaniel Thomas, he's in Jesup County Jail. He was sentenced on March 15th, 2018 to 200 months in federal prison by United States District Court Judge William T. Moore Jr. Pugh was convicted on December 12th, 2017 by a federal jury of possession of firearm by a felon, possession of Molly or MDMA with intent to distribute, and possession of a firearm in furtherance of drug trafficking. According to the evidence presented in trial, Pugh was involved in a shooting in Oak Forest neighborhood in Savannah on November the 4th, 2015. After sustaining a gunshot wound, Pugh drove his bullet-riddled car to the hospital. Savannah Metro Police discovered a Glock firearm loaded with a 30-round extended magazine in the glove compartment, which had Pugh's DNA on it. Also in the car, officers recovered a treasure glove of drug paraphernalia, including almost an ounce of Molly, MDMA, cocaine, pills, baggies, and a scale. Text messages recovered from Pugh's cell phone revealed that Pugh had engaged in several drug transactions prior to the shooting incident, and also revealed photographs of Pugh holding the firearm that was ultimately recovered from Pugh's car. Pugh's criminal history dates back almost 2 decades and includes prior convictions for driving under the influence, possession of marijuana with the intent to distribute, possession of controlled substances, terroristic threats, simple battery, and willful obstruction of law enforcement. So, I mean, this guy really had a really violent month in the month of November 4 years ago, I guess you can say now. So, I mean, they got this guy. I mean, they've been had this guy off the street, you know, serving 200 months already. So, I mean, at this point, he's not getting out of jail no time soon. I mean, I really doubt that this guy can beat 2 murder charges. So we'll see what this leads on in the near future. And also, in another piece of news that happened on the 31st, a suspect was arrested after a SWAT situation on Wisteria Court, that's right off Skidaway, on Monday night. This all started when officers were called to the home for a welfare check. That's when the person barricaded himself inside the home and refused to come out. Police have confirmed that Victor Michael Alexander was the suspect arrested at the home, and he has been charged. So any other information about this, I'll let y'all know as well. And then my last piece of news, on December the 31st, a suspect has died after a police chase during New Year's Eve celebrations in Savannah. The incident started at around 8 p.m. Monday when officers were called to the city market because a man had a gun. They got there, and when they got there, the man had fled. The police chased them all the way to the Bohemian Hotel on River Street. At some point after that, police say the suspect died, which is a really gray area in the reporting that I'm reading off of, because these are not my words, people. They're just saying that they were just chasing him. At some point he just died, and the police don't even have an indication or reasoning by how the man died. So they're asking for the GBI to take over the investigation at this point. I really don't know what's going on with that right now, because a lot of people are going to fess me up and say, you're not reporting all the facts. I'm like, I don't even know all the facts right now. I just let the GBI take care of that. They give a report for that sometime in the near future, which I'm expecting, because nobody just dies out of nowhere just from a police chase. You know, there got to be some type of reasoning, whether if it was just a medical reasoning, like his heart just stopped, whether he was shot, was he injured before the chase. I mean, there has to be some type of reasoning. You know, people just don't drop like flies. But any other updates for any part of the news that I talked about in this video, I'll let y'all know as well. But that's it for the new year. Stay blessed.